Now let's talk about the food prices. I asked you to send me your messages of your experience on the market because the Agriculture Minister says, food prices are not as expensive as people are complaining. Well, Dr. Uswe Yakoto says there are plans by government to partner foreign investors to help save the Ghana National Food Buffer Stock Company from its challenges and also to fully perform its functions. Speaking at a press briefing here in Accra on the state of food security in the country, he said the resources that the company will need to buy food surpluses are beyond the reach of government.
Buffer stock, the concept of buffer stock is to able to take away from the market during the period of surplus and release during the period of shortage. The company, which belongs to the government of Ghana through the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, has been trading for only 2 full years. And the resources that they will need to be able to buy huge quantities of surpluses are beyond the reach of the government of Ghana. So we are looking for foreign investors to come in, either to take over that company or to accompany to work with the company so they can bring in the needed working capital. If it is to work properly, we are talking about hundreds of millions of dollars worth of working capital. We don't have that kind of money. So up to now, the buffer stock company has been limited to licensing a few traders for them to bring the food items in for distribution to schools. The amount that we do to the schools is not even 15,000 metric tons of rice, of maize, of grains generally. Buffer stock in its elements for what it's been designed for has not started that role because of lack of funding. We need hundreds of millions of dollars. So we are in talks with 2 or 3 foreign companies who are interested to come and partner with us to strengthen the proper role that buffer stock should have.
The minister has also been touting the success of government's Planting for Food and Jobs program, saying it has contributed to the reduction of food prices. He's challenging persons who are making claims about high cost of food to provide evidence to back their assertions.
Only 4 years ago, a bunch of plantain in Accra, you have to spend 40 Ghana cedis. Now 3, 4 cedis, and I repeat, 3, 4, 5 cedis, you can get a bunch of plantain. It shows you clearly that we have come and reduce prices of food, even in the major cities like Accra, where if, because of the substantial reduction in prices in the markets, most families who could not afford 1 meal a day can now afford 3 meals a day because food is so cheap. And we continue to ensure that Planting for Food and Jobs will deliver even more food to these areas of consumption to make life very easy for families living in the consuming areas. If you make such a statement that prices on the market are high, you cannot just say that and walk away free. You have to give us the evidence which shows that prices on the market are high. And high compared to what? So I would challenge the person who made that statement to give us the evidence to show that prices on the market are high. Because the evidence that I have is exactly the opposite of what he's saying. And I have the ability to be able to give the evidence to that effect. I have over 250, nearly 300 workers around the country for my ministry, whose job is nothing but to collect prices around this country from the major markets. So when I put the information together and I publish that information, it is very clear that The trends are established. We know for a fact that because of the rush to buy, to stock up a few days before the president's announcement for the lockdown, prices went up of foodstuffs, some as high as 3 times. And immediately following that, the lockdown, I came here and predicted, and I said that I'll bet anybody to come and bet with me that these prices will come down. And indeed, they did. But those prices of our farmers producing in Ghana, I'm challenging whoever is saying that the prices are high to come and prove it to us here. It's not for me to prove it. It's for him to come and demonstrate to us that indeed that is so. So when we are making such statements, I think we have to be very careful and be armed with the facts and not just throw the question and leave it as such. The President for Food and Jobs has not failed. I'm surprised. This is the first time I'm hearing this for a long time. Everywhere, everybody who goes to the market over the last 3 or 4 years will attest to the fact that prices, Planting for Food and Jobs has succeeded in bringing down food prices in this country, and that we're at a level that a lot of families in the urban consumers are now able to afford what they couldn't afford before Planting for Food and Jobs came.
So that's the Agriculture Minister's version of the story. What is your version of the story? Have you been to the market recently? And if you compare the prices, what do they tell you? I've asked some of you to be sharing those with us. Let me read quickly some of what we've had so far. It says the prices of most food products in the market has increased here in Tamale. You don't add your evidence. The minister is asking for evidence. Remember, do add your evidence, and let's see how that one goes. This one says, hi. It's just an unbearable situation at the markets without any social distancing. Hence, all are the mercy of the coronavirus. He says the NPP government is telling us that we are now on our own, and added to our woes, high cost of foodstuffs at the market. It is so unbearable. Papa Bisu is sending that from Accra. Thank you for sending in your message as well. I think the messages on food prices have actually got missing. I'll look for more of them and I'll share it with you. But if you have the evidence, like the minister is saying, show it.